This is Health Unfiltered, the podcast where we cut through the bullshit and get honest about fitness, nutrition, and mental wellness.
TJ, welcome. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited to have you on today. We're going to be discussing overcoming adversity. Before we get into the topic, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself so we can get to know you a little bit better?
A little about me is I was born with disability, cerebral palsy, which kind of affects my muscles and just how I function each day. But I grew up in foster care and adopted when I was 11, and from pretty much before I was adopted, everyone told me that I was stupid, was going nowhere in life, and just would be no one. So
Wow.
I kind of knew within that something wasn't right. And then when I was adopted, my new parents basically, they believed in me, they encouraged me, they let me do whatever I wanted to do, and go as far as I wanted to go. So I took the reins, and that's what I did. I went far. I graduated college. I started my own business. I moved out on my own. I keep climbing the ladder, making things happen, and showing those people that said I would be nothing that I'm actually more than what they thought I would be.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. So you live on your own?
By now, I kind of a little bit. I let's see about was that boy, I think it was 2010. I moved out on my own to an apartment. And then about 2018, I was taken advantage of and things happened. And I ended up getting evicted. So
Oh
a group
man.
of them that I knew kind of let me stay there temporarily until I could get back to my feet. And it kind of went a little longer than I thought. But just earlier this year, I moved out on my own again into a regular house with a couple roommates and kind of living it up, doing what I want to do, and just kind of getting back to where I was.
Sweet. And how old are you?
38. I just
Okay.
had a birthday. I think it was a month. It was September 17th, so about a month ago.
Oh,
Well,
well,
actually, just a month ago.
yeah,
Yep.
happy belated birthday.
Thank
I turned 40 this year, so we're around the same age.
you. I'm nuts.
So, so you're in a wheelchair, right?
Yes.
Do you
I
exercise at all?
I go to the gym and I go to physical therapy and kind of just I do some like therapy on my own
Yeah.
where I'm like in the chair, so I do like crunches in the chair. I lift my leg and all that stuff. So I'm moving them. I have that constant movement, so the
Mm,
muscles don't like atrophy and
yeah,
go away and become nothing.
that's good. Yeah, that's really important. A lot of people in wheelchairs, if they still have the use of their legs, they should definitely be moving them around and exercising like that.
Yes.
Very cool.
I love to show people when I'm at the gym. And I may not be the strongest, but I'm out there I'm lifting weights and I'm exercising and I'm just living it up, making things happen, showing that someone in the wheelchair or with a disability that they can do what anyone else can do. They just do it in their own way.
Yeah, that's key. It's just showing up.
Yes, yeah,
Definitely.
exactly. It's the first step is taking the first step and trying. Because if you don't try, you never know.
Yeah, definitely. That can be hard, but as long as you keep
Yes,
trying, where there's a will, there's a way. And
yes,
sounds like you figured it out.
yes.
So how do you approach promoting physical and mental well-being for others with disabilities?
Well, I advocate for because a lot of people either they don't know how to speak up for themselves, or they just like to physically not able to. So I try and be that voice for people when I see them like not treated the way they should be, or not getting what they should, or not just the like services or whatever they need that they're not getting. I try to be the voice that would allow like getting someone there to make that situation happen.
Wow, that's really cool. How did you get into that, into helping to advocate for
I
others like that?
what Since I was born with a disability, after I was adopted, my kind of dad, my new dad, he got into advocating himself and doing all these things for people with disabilities and adoption, foster care, and all this. So I kind of just followed in his footsteps and just kept growing and making it happen.
Nice. Yeah, the healthcare industry in this country is so hard to navigate. I've experienced it. My father-in-law got ill a year ago. He has neuromyelitis optica. It's a autoimmune system where you get inflammation in the spine and the brain.
Mm,
And he
wow.
was 69
Mm,
years old, but he was in good health. He was, fully functional. He was up and about and doing stuff all the time, but he just started feeling sick and they couldn't figure it out. We went to the hospital and he ended up losing the use of his limbs. He was paralyzed from the chest down. And
mm,
once they figured out what it was, they gave him like a big dose of steroids. And slowly over the past year, he started getting use of his arms again. And he's still bedbound, but every day he's working hard. He's doing the physical therapy, the occupational therapy, and trying to regain more motion. But how
mm.
what barriers to healthcare have you faced and others with disabilities?
What a big I faced in the city other states is just getting the services they need, like being able someone that could help you with transferring in the bed or on the toilet, or just someone to be there that would help you cook, clean, or just go shopping and get in the community. Finding those services and the right people that would do it, that wouldn't take advantage or just do it just because of the money. That's been the biggest obstacle that I see.
Yeah, that's tough. Are you are you able to cook? Do you like
Um,
cooking?
I used to cook a little bit, but after I got in the group, I kind of all that went to the like behind. But my plan is to try and get back into cooking. But it certainly is a goal of mine to make it happen.
Yeah. Is it hard for you?
It's a little just the position, like the stove, and how I can position my wheelchair, like
Yeah.
in the muscle, like just the way sometimes I operate. It
Mm-hmm.
makes it difficult just
Yeah.
get like a grip or like keep things in the pan or whatever it is. So
Right.
it creates a little barrier, but it's possible. I just gotta do it.
Yeah. Cool. Who cooks for you now? Or
There is the I get someone from the state. They hire a it's called Agency for Person with Disability.
mm-hmm.
There's the government. They do like every state has a like disability service, so employment or someone just come every day to help take you out or just clean and cook and all that. So I get those services and they come in. Right now they come in about 6 hours a day to help me whatever.
Nice. Are they cooking some good food for you? What kind of food do you like to eat?
It's most of it pretty good. I choose the menu, so
Yeah,
they took what I want to cook.
nice. That's very cool. So I kind of want to switch gears a bit. You mentioned that you were adopted. How do you think that affected you?
That was the way I describe it. The day I was the top was like floating on cloud nine because that day was the greatest day, one of the greatest days of my life. Because before that, I was told that just like would be nothing, gonna do nothing. So
Mm,
after that, getting the people in my corner that believed in me, it just allowed me to open so many doors and just go as far as I wanted to go.
wow. And so before that, you were in the foster care system.
Yes,
Do you want to talk a little bit about your experience with
I
that?
was in foster care from it was well, I see. First, I was in foster care, Pennsylvania, from 3 to about 5 or so. And then I went back to my biological dad, and something happened where he had to take me, like, some reason, took me and my brother and ran us down to Florida. And we stopped at a McDonald's and we sat at the table. And my dad said he had to use the bathroom. So we were just playing, having fun. And 2 hours passed and he never came back. So people like next to us, they wondered where he was.
Right.
So we didn't know. So they ended up calling the like police or whatever. And they ended up putting us in foster care again. So I was in
Wow.
foster care from about 7 to late or 11, late 11 years old. And in foster care, I was pretty much, I was stuck in the corner. No one would basically want to the kids, the other kids, or the like my foster parents didn't want to really spend the time with me. So I was pretty much left alone to watch TV and just be by myself. So I kind of, it played with my mind a little that,
Yeah.
I believe what they were saying that I would be nothing, couldn't do nothing. I was a kid, so I kind of, it was something kids don't know no better. So they had to do kind of what they believe what they were told. So, but deep inside, something just in my head, I had the feeling that something wasn't right. I just knew something when they were saying wasn't true. So it kind of all came to the forefront after I was adopted. But before then, in the foster care system, I was basically moved. I never got the set because they moved it from house to house to
Mm,
house and everything. So I never really got to meet friends or kids to settle in the house where
yeah.
I felt comfortable. I just would move back to me. And of course, in the place with your head, and you really don't, you have nowhere to set. You just have to go where you're sent.
Man, that's tough, dude. That you come a long way.
Yes,
That
I try. I try every day. I still face a lot of obstacles, but I try and push through them the best I can because I know that on the other side is where the glory is, where the better things are,
yeah.
not on the side that I'm having all the struggle. So if
Wow.
I keep myself on this side, I'm just gonna keep facing the struggles and just constantly not getting what I want. I want that the money, the success, be living the way I want to live, doing what I want to do without all these hassles that I have to deal with every day. I just want to live life and not have those hassles.
Yeah. Yeah, some
I
people
think
can be
most
so
people want
cruel.
that. Most people want that. They live just life to the fullest and not have to deal with everything that keep dragging them down.
Yeah. Or maybe they take their health for granted and they're,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, it's wild. So it sounds like you got really lucky. You got adopted at 11, and it sounds like your, adoptive parents are really supportive of you. How do you think, parents that adopt children can be more supportive, like mentally and emotionally?
And then the way I speak is a lot of parents with disabilities, kids with disabilities, they hold on so tight. They don't allow them to grow or to do because they're so afraid that they're gonna fall, that things are gonna be done, that they just hold on so tight. So it keeps the kid from growing. And I just recommend that the parents loosen their grip and just allow the kid to make the mistakes and go where they want to go. Because they're gonna fall on their face probably many times, but falling in your face, sometimes that's what you need to
Mm,
grow and get to the next level.
dude, I love that. It's Not to make a comparison, but I think a lot of parents these days do that, no matter if they're adopted
Yes,
or if they have disabilities or not. And it's such a shame to see these parents like doing everything for their kids. These kids are like in their teens, their early teens, and they don't know how to
hmm
cook an egg. They don't know how to make a phone call. They don't know how to do anything. And it's like, it's not serving
yeah.
them well.
It's when you have someone doing everything for you, it makes it all, you know. Why
Yeah.
even trying? What's the point? If someone's gonna do it for me, I'm just gonna let them do it. So why even try?
Yeah. Sounds like they need
And
a, oh, go ahead.
it's sad. It's just sad to see how everyone, how the kids and people came up, just how they are. It's just a sad thing to see. So that's one of the things I try to show people is, there's more to life than what maybe they experience. And they need to try not just let the people do for 'em. They need to do it for themselves.
Yeah. Those parents sounds like they need to practice showing a little tough love and
Yes.
help the kids grow.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice. So, can you tell me a bit about living life through the storm?
Well, the one I call the storm is like living life through the struggles. Is there's many storms I faced, and like just being able to cook or having to face the things with the foster care and people telling me that I can't do so. Like I was a lot of the time I wasn't taught the way that I should have been taught. They put me in the classroom with other kids kind of in my situation, and they taught us something, but they didn't teach us on the level that they should have been, like
Yeah.
every other student is taught. So basically, I was in foster care. So my when I was when I was in middle school. Uh, was in middle school, and about a year or two, the like principal and all that called me into the office with my parents, and pretty much the principal and them looked at me directly and said, "TJ, do you want to get a special diploma or a regular diploma?" So
Mm,
that triggered something in my parents said, that's a dumb question. How do they answer that question? Of course we want a regular diploma. So my
right.
parents, they took me out of regular school and they homeschooled me.
Mm,
And it was like I think 3 to 5 years. But they took me all the way back to like elementary, first grade material and graduated high school with a regular high school diploma. And I did all that learning within 3 to 5 years.
wow.
So you can tell that the regular school weren't giving me the that opportunity that I deserved. And just it was like a brick wall that I had to bust through. And we busted through by homeschooling me and kind of going in a different direction.
Hell yeah, you did. That's crazy. Because, like, muscular dystrophy, or I'm sorry, cerebral palsy, that affects your muscles, but it does it affect your brain at all or your learning
As some
ability?
people, some people does me, I looked out where mostly it affects my muscles and stuff, but it's a wide range of like it's a wide range where
Yeah,
someone could be lightly affected or they could be heavily affected. So it's just a wide range for people affected just in different ways. It's
yeah,
like autism. Autism has so many different areas that no one's ever the same. They
yeah,
they have different disabilities, but they're put under the same category. But the the struggles and all that they go through isn't the same as some other people.
hmm yeah. That's not cool. I mean, the public education system in the United States is really a mess. I mean, for everybody, and it's such a disservice. I really advocate for homeschool. I think if parents have the ability, the time, and the knowledge, that's definitely the way to go. And the only thing that's hard is to still be able to find opportunities for the kids to interact with other kids. And
Yes,
so,
yep, and that's the hardest. I think I hear a lot of people say is that the hardest that they face, and they're so scared to actually homeschool because they don't want the kids to lose that social aspect and just stop kind of socializing and be like I was stuck in the corner and left alone. I had no one to count on and socialize with and just be
yeah,
a kid with.
I'm so sorry to hear that. That's bullshit. That's not cool. But you turned out okay. You made it through the storm and you're doing good. And
Yes,
you do public
yes,
speaking too, right? Do you want to talk about that a
yes.
little?
I do motivational speaking where I speak to businesses, to pretty much any conferences, events, churches, schools, or pretty much anywhere that needs an inspirational story that will get the audience on the edge of the seat, ready to live life way better than what they have been living, and just live life to the fullest, and just get away from all this negativity in life, and just try and live life the way it's meant to be lived.
Yeah. That's great advice. So you wrote a book too, right? Do you want to tell us about your
Yes,
book?
yes, the book is called The Squeaky Wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Need some WD-40
person
for that
that
wheelchair.
what gave me the thought of the title is when I was younger, before I went to college, I used to use a walker most of the time. So before then, I was at church. I helped serve on the altar, and we would like everyone would present down the aisle, and the whole way down the aisle, the wheels of my walker would squeak. So everyone would look at me and wonder what was going on. Just give me the weirdest look. So it just gave me the thought of sometimes you have to squeak to make things happen. Because if you stay quiet, nothing's gonna happen. So I figured that's a great title for the book. Because I'm in the wheelchair, yes, but sometimes you just a lot of time you have to speak and use your voice in order to make the good things happen in life. So in the book, I talk about just the different struggles I personally faced, and then I talk about the different struggles that maybe maybe others face and what they can do to try and dig this out out of the trenches to get into what they call the beautiful field. 'Cause a lot of people they put themselves in what they call the freaking box, and that box just is no good for you. So you have to step out of that box, kick it or punch it, and just tell it that you're not looking back anymore. You're not letting it hold you back because that's all it's doing. Only when
Yeah,
you look back is to see where you came from, how far you came from being in that box. That's the only way you should look back.
that's incredible. I definitely want to check out your book now. Now that I know more
It's
about it.
on it's on it's on Amazon, or you can find it on my website at www.disabilityspeaker.org.
Nice. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. What are a couple tips that you would recommend for people that are still in the box to help them get out of it and get into that what'd you call it? The
You
pasture, the
got
open pasture?
you gotta find the supportive people that you
Yeah,
can surround yourself by. But also what I find that helps me is I find putting on like music, some kind of music, just to get my head away from all this negative
yeah.
and just find myself dancing to the music, singing, and just forgetting about all this stuff that's just holding me down and
Hmm.
keeping me from the life I deserve.
Nice. What kind of music do you like?
I listen pretty much all any kind of genre. Mostly, I listen to either rock and roll or country stuff. Mostly, it's rock and roll. Like I'm into rock and roll. I listen to a little bit of like hip hop, like rap, but I just can't get into the heavy rap where these rappers they're singing, they're making sounds, but you have no idea what to actually sing. I can't get into it.
Right.
I actually need to hear the words, and it has to tell a story. It just can't be this, that, and the other, and talking about pussy this and pussy that.
Yeah.
It's like there has to be something. It actually tells a story. It
Hmm.
just can just not be whatever they wanna put into it.
Talk about crazy stuff like
Yeah,
drive-by shootings or whatever. What's your
yeah.
favorite rock band?
I it's either ACDC
Oh man,
or
that's old school. I
I
love
it's either
AC/DC.
that or Metallica.
Oh
I
yeah.
like those bands because
Nice.
there's one of the bands I think it's Shine Down or something. They think
Oh,
one of the songs is called The Sentence of Being Human. And the way the song goes is they talk about getting a ticket to the lunatic ball. And that lunatic ball, that's the way sometimes people with disabilities, even other people, they feel like they're in that lunatic ball. And they just like the play the thing like that's the way they can shine outside the lunatic ball. They don't know what to do. It's like they're stuck in a lunatic ball. They're stuck in a fishbowl. And they
Mm,
just can't, like, they're not given the opportunity to be better and do better. They're just
yeah,
kind of, they're put in that fishbowl and kept in that fishbowl. Even though they want better, that's what they're put in mental state. But me, of course, me, I don't want to be in that fishbowl. So I'm in that fishbowl as hard as I can and break it and be outside. Because I'm not gonna limit myself to be inside that fishbowl.
that's awesome. Yeah, it sounds like you have broken out and you're doing it. I mean, you got your book out, you're doing the public speaking, the motivational speaking. It's a really incredible story. Um, so for your book, did you publish it yourself, like self-publishing
Um,
or?
I we self-published. There's a place I think in New York or somewhere, and they self-published where they print the book and all that. So I pretty much I did all the me and my dad we did all the editing and I wrote everything down and then he did the editing and made it sound good and then we sent it to the place to print it and make it like put it into where we get the company of the book and then I go out and just sell them at events or on Amazon or wherever I can sell them.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I've written a few books and I self-publish them and on Amazon. It's a lot of fun. I'm working on a cookbook right now. I just finished
Oh,
the last
sweet.
recipe and now I have to compile them all together and finish the introductory chapters for the recipes. And it's a lot of work, but it's really, um, makes you feel good about yourself and it's a
Yeah.
big
What's your
accomplishment.
favorite food?
My
What's your
favorite food?
favorite food?
I would have to say steak.
Steak.
My book is
I
called
love
Living the
sea.
Protein Lifestyle.
I love seafood.
Oh yeah,
So
what's your favorite seafood?
anything seafood. I love seafood.
Nice. I think my
My
favorite
favorite.
seafood would be salmon. What's
Oh,
yours?
salmon. I like salmon. I either go with salmon or shrimp. Those are
Mm,
my
yeah,
two kind of go to like dishes. But I do all kind of seafood. Those
nice.
are my main two things I go to.
Sweet. So are there any podcasts that you like to listen to?
I lately I never really I listen to like radio shows, sometimes podcasts, but I really had no favorites. I just within the last year I've been reaching out to different podcasts so I can get on share my story and
Mm,
just be that difference and vessel for people that are trying to make a better life for themselves, but just
yeah,
don't know how to.
right. It's
So
important,
I just figured, hey, podcast is a good way to go because there's so many podcasts out there
right?
on different subjects. So, I figured that's good avenue for me to go to reach a bigger audience. and just kind of make the difference like I like to make.
That's great. Do you like comedy? Like
Comedy.
stand-up comedy?
I love comedy. I I do some comedy myself, and I'm not a professional comedy person, but I like comedy. It's my
Nice.
one of my favorite comedians is Kevin Hart,
Oh
and
yeah,
just it, he's great. I love it.
he's a funny
That's
guy,
actually if I had the chance to meet him one day, I would.
right? That'd be
I
cool.
think it would be on.
Have you ever heard of Kill Tony? It's a show. It's a live
That sounds
podcast
familiar.
that they do in Austin, Texas.
Hmm.
You should
All
check it
right.
out. There's they people will submit their name and they pull the names out of a bucket and they get to come up and do 1 minute of live stand-up comedy and then afterwards they interview them. And so if they bomb,
Nice.
they
Hmm.
give them a hard time, but if they do good, they
Hmm.
give them tips. So either way, it's pretty funny. I
Nice.
would recommend it. I think there's a
Hmm.
gentleman on there that's a regular that has cerebral palsy.
Hmm.
He's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Oh, this comedian that was on, think was, what the heck was the comedy show? Just some comedy show, but Josh Blue. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's a comedian with cerebral palsy, and he pretty much makes fun of himself
Oh
with
yeah.
cerebral palsy because it's the greatest thing, because
Yeah,
some of the best comedy is when you make fun of yourself. That's the best comedy.
that's so true. Definitely. Well, I think we're wrapping it up. If there's anything else you wanted to cover, I'd love for you
um,
to,
just visit my website
yeah.
and check out the book. And just remember that a little bit of motivation and action you take will make your life shine brighter than the sun rays.
I like that. It's definitely important to get outside and get some sun too. Help with that vitamin D and help just feel good.
Oh, definitely staying inside is just it's boring. You gotta
Right?
live life. You gotta
You got to
live
get
life
outside,
and
people.
experience things.
Yeah, talk to people, get the fresh air. So if people want to get in
Yes.
touch with you, they can reach you on your website.
Yes, if you go on my website, I think my email, my phone number, and all the info about me is on there.
All right,
If
great.
there's anywhere maybe looking for speaking, like they want me to come speak,
Yeah,
they can get me in touch with me that way. And then my book is on there too, so most of my info is on the website.
awesome. And I'll make sure to put a link to your website in the show notes. Do you want to leave us with a joke to end the podcast with a
Uh,
joke?
okay, boy,
Give you a minute to compose yourself and decide on your
okay,
best joke that you want to end the podcast with.
okay, now, serious about disability, I used it as a joke. But a lot of people with a disability that are in wheelchair, I ask the question like a lot is someone in the wheelchair, like are they able to have sex? So I personally, I used it as a teaching tool to show people that yes, they're able to have sex, they're able to do whatever they want to do, whatever they set in mind to. Then I say, if you really don't believe me, to come find out for themselves. But
Oh man.
the real thing is just to show people that we're more than what maybe what they see in their head. The wheelchair, we're more than a wheelchair. We're more than that. The wheelchair doesn't make us. The disability doesn't make us. It's who we are as a human being. And
Hmm.
what we're doing, that's what makes us.
Well, thank you so much, Thomas. I really enjoyed talking to you. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed your joke there at the end. And people will know
Thank
where to
you.
find you. Thank you so much again. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. Bye, everybody.